My name is John, and I'm the lead artist at Modern Storyteller, and today I will be running through a time-lapse of how we use Character Creator 3 and the new Skin Gen plugin for creating characters for the Forgotten City. So as we all know, a good strong Roman always starts out as a female in a bikini. I'm not going to lie, but I'm actually an environment artist first. But with all indies, you have to wear a ton of hats, and this program has been an absolute blessing. So this is Horatius, a soldier of the Legion, working as a guard and right-hand man for Magistrate Sentius. He's a classic Roman and fan of Stoic philosophy. He roams the city keeping an eye out for possible threats. He's a masculine fellow with a bit of a tense look about him, but not to the point where you would outright fear him on sight, but you would be cautious around him. I find it best to start with the larger overall shape, then work your way from there. I prefer to work in a more muted looking render setup. Often you can trick yourself into thinking something is better than it is, so it pays to bounce between the lighting conditions every now and then. Starting to get the feel for the face. I like to go through the built-in facial poses and make sure it holds up. Nothing looks out of place or breaks. Some of these are pretty cartoony, but it does the job when it comes to checking. It's really just a process of massaging everything into place. Having reference is essential too. Always make sure you are constantly referring to it. It's super easy to fall into this trap and making what you think a person looks like instead of what they actually do look like. Still some more playing around. You can see just how extreme you can get some of these proportions. He's a military man through and through, although not serving in the same capacity as he would have during the campaign. I still imagined he would be keeping up with his daily workout routine. This is where it starts to get really fun. CC3 has a layered approach to texturing, similar to Photoshop or Substance. You can go pretty heavy with the details and easily dial them back to get something good. Roman soldiers and Romans as a whole would be clean shaven, but due to some circumstances that I don't want to spoil, Horatius would be letting things slip just a bit. I start to layer in the wrinkles, give his face more character. There's a ton of great presets to build from. It can get you half the way to where you need to be. These shortcuts are so crucial for such a small indie studio. Here's where we start to add the secondary detail. It's what really brings the characters to life. The pores and the breakup of the skin helps sell that this is a living, breathing character. Adding a little smidge of salt and pepper to his beard, nice touch to help age him. Just lots of fine tuning, really. Always have your reference handy. It's easy to get lost and end up making some kind of monster. Just playing around with the roughness levels to bring out the oil on his skin a bit. This is where I start to add in more skin breakup, adding in soft freckles. This dude, although not constantly in the sun, would still get his fair share of it. His tan has faded a fair amount from his days in the Legion though. Just playing with some scarring. Didn't really want to beat him up too much. As mentioned earlier, we don't want him to be a bruiser. You can get in there and blend it pretty well. You can make it as deep or as gruesome as you like. I thought about adding another scar, but probably a bit too much. The makeup tools come in handy for a tough Roman soldier. There's a bunch of eyebrows to play with. Not really feeling most of them, but you've always got to give them a go. Adding some eye makeup to help bring out a bit more story. He's concerned about something in the game. I imagine he hasn't had the best sleep for a fair amount of time. Didn't want to overdo it though, as we still want to stay away from that bruiser look. This is where we get to dress him up. Sometimes the clothing doesn't come in perfect, so we just have to spend a little bit of time sculpting them to make them fit. Easy fix. Same with the helmet as the armor. Just got to fine tune the size. At the end, I always check it under different lighting conditions. You'll never know what can stand out. So this is what Horatius used to look like, and this is what he looks like now in engine.
Greetings, citizen. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
As you can see, Character Creator 3 in Skin Gen has really allowed us the ability to level up our characters. Thanks for watching, and make sure you head over to our Steam page and wishlist of Forgotten City.